Welcome to Varta, the Indic Voice, a program in collaboration with Center for Indic Studies at UMass Dartmouth and DCTV. I have today a very distinguished guest in Rajiv Malhorta, who is the president of Infinity Foundation in Princeton, New Jersey. Mr. Malhotra has been doing great job intellectually, scholarly and academically for last dozen years or so, and he has been invited as a distinguished guest lecturer, Mahatma Gandhi Distinguished Lecture Series at UMass Dartmouth. He delivered his one speech yesterday in the evening, and that was on India and US relations, and he is going to speak his second speech at noontime today, and that would be looking at this world from Mahatma Gandhi's lens. Welcome, Rajiv.
Thank you, Dr. Singh.
So, I'm so pleased that you have come. I know we started this Varta program with you in company with some other guests that we had, international guests, and today I'm very, very happy that you are here back. Like to welcome and like to know something about the foundation that you have.
Well, the foundation was started as a personal part of my personal journey to having lived in the United States and been very successful in the business sense. Now I wanted to partly give back and also discover more about my own culture, my own Indian civilization, and its relationship with American civilization and history, both past, present and also for the future. So the foundation was started to encourage two areas. We called it wisdom and compassion. And both these areas we gave grants, had conferences, a lot of different kinds of projects.
And how long has that been the foundation?
Foundation since 94. So we are 15 years old. Mm-hmm. And in 97 I took full-time retirement from my business, so I run this full-time. I have no other work to do.
How long have you been in this country?
38 years.
Oh, wow.
So I had a good innings doing the normal things most people do when they arrive
here. You were in the business sector.
I was a software engineer, then I became head of a software company in San Diego. Then I was in ITT as a vice president for strategic planning and business development, so more into corporate development and strategy. Then I became a management consultant for clients like AT&T and various people around the world in helping them get into new things in the future. Some of those things are happening now, like internet. This was back in the 90s. Then I started running my own ventures in telecom in different countries, and I was successful, and then I decided I should do something else, not business oriented. So, and I also wanted to use it as a way to grow and learn and develop myself. And this is how I started the foundation.
So this you mentioned something about ITT, and it rings well that I think you mentioned this new Nobel laureate.
Yes, Dr. Kao, he got the Physics Nobel Prize for fiber optics, and when I was there, he was a colleague and very sharp, very smart, and we wondered, at that time people had these ideas that fiber optics can do this and can do that. Of course, those are the days when things were just in the laboratory, but it takes a long time, and then sometimes these ideas can change the world.
That's right. Yeah, and that was like a long-term work that Dr. Kao has been doing.
He did in the 60s.
Now that really brings another very burning question, is that people take long effort to get their things established and eventually get Nobel Prize of whatever field they are, and then we have our president today, which is a very great news for this country and for him, that he got Nobel Peace Prize
without doing anything yet.
Yeah, so I guess that's what my question. What do you think of that?
Well, Nobel Prize, it's bad for the Nobel Prize if it is seen as a kind of a bribe or a down payment that you give to somebody and now you expect him to conform to your established way of thinking. And it's also, I think, going to not help Obama's image because it will be seen like somebody who may have sold out. He had these ideals to change the world, and the question will be asked whether he is going to compromise his positions and be less able to take a strong stand on something because he'll want to be seen as this very goody-goody guy that doesn't have any enemies and loves everybody and so on. I think that there is a risk that this could derail some of the idealism of Obama. But we should give him time to, we should just look at what his reaction will be to this award.
Reaction means in his in actions.
In his actions. But you know, my first reaction was tremendous surprise. I mean, if I were asked,
even he was surprised.
Even if I was asked to list 10 people, I would not even think of him as one, because it is after you've done work and produced results, you get the award, not in anticipation that you might. I was also disappointed at the caliber of thinking that went into such a decision. And then I'm a little upset also, because I think there is a interference of some sort, I feel, in giving this award. It's a politically motivated award to try and sort of appropriate him.
But it has been. I mean, Nobel Peace Prize
has been like that.
Has been like that, and sometimes they try to, many times actually, they have they're
sending a message.
Messages.
Political message.
Messages.
But it has not been so blatant, where a person has barely started his career, where he has a lot of ideals and a lot of ambitions, but he hasn't really accomplished anything yet, and you start off by giving this kind of an award as a down payment for what he's to do, you know, what he's to now being expected to produce. So I feel a little bothered by that. As an Obama supporter, I feel bothered.
Yeah, talking about ideals, Obama has said time and again that he really, I mean, some students in, I believe in middle school, asked him a question that if he had to have a dinner with someone, dead or alive, who would he choose? And he thought about for a moment, and he said really he will choose Mahatma Gandhi. And so we are here, this is not exactly the week, on 2nd of October was Mahatma Gandhi's birth centenary, and that is when he really spoke about this. So the Yahoo News is reporting today that it was really Mahatma Gandhi that has brought the Nobel Peace Prize for Obama. So what do you think of Obama and his ideals in Mahatma Gandhi? How do you see? I mean, I know you have opinion about Mahatma Gandhi and ideas, and you spoke yesterday a little bit, and you're going to speak today. So it will be an appropriate question to ask.
See, Gandhi was somebody who lived the life, and not just from a high level talking about it. He embodied it in his person. He refused to be sort of digested and appropriated by the establishment. The British would have given anything to make him some viceroy or make him some duke or lord somewhere and appropriate him and get rid of all his firepower. But he was not about to do that. He was as un-British as he could in his demeanor, in his body language, in his dress, the way he spoke, the words he used. He just wanted to be his own self, and was very firm in his foundation as on the Indian civilization. So I think it's kind of very premature to sort of equate Obama